So hi guys and welcome to a new video for the game called Far Lone Sails. This is an indie game that came out a bit earlier in the month and features different types of mechanics that usually I have not actually encountered in many indie games. The game comes with some very interesting art style and I actually find it very enjoyable because it keeps the main things in the color red while everything else as insignificant, or I would say as visual background, is black and white. I actually enjoy being able to play as this small little red character, although I'm not so sure about the story. All I know is that he is near a tree, which I would suppose that maybe he was attending someone's funeral or his grave, and you're in this small little tiny house. Anything interactable is usually red. I do not know why there's a mailbox. All I know there's an achievement for taking it to the end. Have I reached the end? Well, that's another story. And as you can see, it's like small mechanics of this game. It's a very straightforward game, small little platformer in its own right, not that complicated, but as long as the fact that you can zoom in and actually notice that there's different elements of this game is very interesting. It's very and while we're on the topic of making content and this video, I would like to advertise myself and say I do stream on Twitch. Since my extracurriculars are over, I have more time to stream, and that means making more content for you guys. Do note that I would try to stream more indie games because I do feel that indie games deserve some more praise compared to AAA titles, because of all the whole blur that AAA titles have to meet certain expectations that now indie games are meeting while AAA titles are not meeting anything. The only weird part of this game is the fact that you can't really go in 3D areas. I wanted to go into that path, but that's not possible because the game basically makes you go towards a specific path. At least you can hop, skip, jump. Like the whole aspect that there's different 3D surroundings and the whole map feels like you're actually part of the game, in a sense where most other games try to struggle to make you feel incorporated into the game. As far as I know, I don't know where I'm going at this stage. Just gonna keep going, and it seems like I found what might be my ship. Seems like my ship. It seems like some complicated mechanics that's involved in this ship. Can I do and how am I supposed to start this? This button moves that. There's a speed. This moves it up. Oh, cool. Do I have sails? Do I put the mailbox on top of this? Do I like this? At first glance, you said this game doesn't necessarily have a tutorial where you actually have to use logic and reason. Like, what am I supposed to do with this box? Nothing. What this button do? Okay, so that gives me energy. Okay, so the boxes give me energy. Okay, so I can pick these boxes up. It's very interesting. And okay, that's Steam. Don't know what Steam's gonna do, but if I click on this, I seem to have two health bars for two different components, which I would assume is the accelerate and the whole engine thing. So now we're on our journey. I don't know how this is gonna go up, so let's just hope for the best. And let's see if I can micromanage these sorts of small mechanics, because even though you're focusing mainly on your ship, you have to also focus on the environment because your ship can take damage, hence the two life bars. The thing that happens when you don't care about your life bar is, well, you'll find out in just a few seconds anyway. Let's just continue. Okay, so this is what happens when you don't look at the environment and everything else. So this is me further in the game, ship's on fire, and boom. Shit. So it would seem that it is possible to fail in a sort of game like this, which I thought was not possible, maybe sort of linear stuff. So I finally got the hang of the game, and I'm starting to understand what's expected of me. If I see traps, put them away. As you travel in the world, I also discovered that you get sort of power-ups or boosts to improve your ship's health. I got the sails, which makes it possible for me to actually travel without any problem. You'll have fuel underneath. As I saw, I just rammed through it. My Steam's going haywire. I should really fix that. But you can see that there's different elements in the game where you have to be able to stop your ship, otherwise you take damage. And if you do take damage, you do get a perk up near the warehouse area, which you can use to fix your ship. You can see I'm just going to put that down. The game gets very dark at times. At least you have a light switch, as I found. Like, you can carry a little lamp to get the light, but this sort of immersion in the game that shows that you're actually in there, where lighting and everything else makes a difference of how you would actually play this game. As you can see, I came to a sort of radio tower, and I think I found my radio. Hello, Mr. Radio. And then you have two different buttons. I think I'm supposed to get to on the air, which is the red button over there. So let me just move it. And I have some tranquil music. Can I pick this up? No, I cannot. Let's just get down again. I think that will open the gate. Let's take you with me, Mr. Radio. You're gonna be my bestest friend if you actually have good music that I appreciate. As you can see, as you progress through the game, it is possible to finish the game in 90 minutes if you can go full throttle and you know what to do and expect. So that's not in your first playthrough. Even for my first playthrough, I haven't actually even reached the end yet because I either ran out of fuel and it's really hard to micromanage stuff. So I'm just gonna keep that radio over there to like keep myself like a bit occupado. Let me just start the engine again, and in a bit I'm gonna open up my sails because I don't want it to hit the thing and lose health. And the whole concept of the 3D environment is what really changes the game aspect, because sometimes the 3D environment can hide aspects that you might be looking for and you don't know what to do. As you can see, that's my little repair tool, and I can fix my repair stuff. Once it's fixed, it'll just light up. Light up. Never mind. I think the weirdest thing was when my ship was on fire, I tried to use the water, but the water wasn't working. As you can see, my ship has slowed down. Because sometimes when you don't have fuel, it's just so annoying. At one point, you'll get a perk up of sort of suction vacuum sort of thing, and you get introduced to other small elements in the game. So as you reach each checkpoint, you find something new, maybe sort of puzzle or other elements in the game that add it up. But also, I noticed one thing: if you get too far from your ship, at least the game slows your ship down and puts everything away so you can catch up. It's the whole immersion, the whole environments, the traveling from one area to another. Like, some of the environments in this game are phenomenal. They all tell a story of this sort of this wasteland that you're part of, where there doesn't seem to be any other human being or creature, just these giant towers of the past, possible past relics, and possibly a storm that's engulfed. I kind of feel like we might be in a Star Wars or maybe Tatooine. Who knows? But that's the entire concept of this game. Of you're in this sort of search to find something. Do I know what we're trying to find? Not really. Did I reach the end? I was close, Mom. But I would actually have to give props to the team that actually made this. I love the art style. The character's cute. The whole mechanics, even though it's simple, it is very complicated to play. It's like Hollow Knight, but a sail generator. This is like a travel simulator. Like, look at the whole immersion of the whole. There are other animals. Like, look at the animals that scurry around, which I wouldn't have expected. Even the whole 3D atmosphere, like the game as a character is like kind of too 3D. Oh, god damn it! I picked it up, but I messed up again. But your ship is so massive for a tiny person. Where I would wonder is, like, is there such perils that the character had to use such a big ship? I think this is how I lost a lot of my time, just like literally trying to pick something up, and I did not have the resources for it. Not the best thing of me, but overall I would have to say that this game has really taught me specific stuff of that, how I would think that the creator was looking at to tell you of how life works, that even though it might look straightforward, once things start running, it becomes more complicated. There's a lot of stuff to micromanage, and that people usually tend to forget. And that's what really gets to me. Like, I would say this game is actually one of those hidden gems that people have to actually find out or actually play to understand. Yes, it can get boring at times when your ship doesn't have any fuel, but that's your fault because you haven't micromanaged. A lot of games these days are looking at micromanaging different elements and everything else. I think the first encounter players will have with the environment is lightning. it can strike your ship, that is the first emergency you might actually face. That's what I faced, but I'm not sure if it's a sort of programmed event or anything else. Honestly, I would like to see other characters. Maybe a multiplayer would be very fun to play with different friends. Just one friend doing everything while the other friends like, hey, I'm just gonna get some fuel and everything else. And as you can see from the counter, that shows how much you've traveled as well. As you can see, I'm approaching a sort of stall, so I start prepping up and getting rid of my sail so it doesn't like bop that, lose health and just come down. Like look right there, I just bopped it right now, so it lost a little bit of health, as you can see. And at times you might see that it's hard to like navigate, but it's all right. Another very interesting element is that the environment does play a role to where you are. You'll notice different challenges popping up that you have to use different parts of the ship that you might not have used. For example, in this case, my ship went off, and this is part, I think, of the event where I don't have my ship, and I see a giant hurricane or a tornado, which I kind of feel desolated a lot of homes, ships, and maybe that's why the planet has very few people. Maybe most of them have been killed by natural disasters because of what their civilization has done. Like right now, you can see me panicking to try to fix everything, but overall, I would recommend this game, guys. This is one of those indie gems which I feel is worth it. I don't think you don't need that much to run this game. Although it is a short game, I do find that it's worth the money to pay for this game because it's very artsy. It's something different. It's a take, and it's a bit of a relaxing sort of game. It's what I would call the highlights for me of this month. Other highlights being other games, but those are more updates than they are actual games. So I do hope that you guys try this game out. Do continue supporting the channel. Do pop by in the stream. I will leave a link to the stream below. I would again like to thank those who have supported this channel for the years and everything else. So thank you again.